They say every superhero needs a theme song. I guess we gon' need a couple cause the team's strong. We like King Kong, mixed with Godzilla. Podcast, but my cast make the pod rilla. First up is Mako Blue. With her words and her curves, she can take your boo. J-Zoe slays hoes if you say so. He be playing with they feelings like it's Play-Doh. The next Mac is Bubba, the Pack's little brother, the ass-eating, pussy-licking, black nipple sucker. We talking little siblings, here comes Happy. Her van is full of Scoopy snacks, here comes Scrappy. Lotus gonna notice all the threats in your future. Joris gonna wake you up and get you an Uber. Lyric got the spirit of a hip-hop head. Cross her across, madam, you gon' get shot dead. Molly Sweet might give a man cavities. Jenna Reese make them fall like gravity. And last of the rogues is Axel Pros. If you wanna know about me, just ask the hoes. Every Tuesday we gon' drop bombs in here. No Disclaimers Podcast.com is here. Yeah.
Hey, this is Jenna Reese, the woman your mother warned you about, and I am here with the dope ass No Disclaimers Podcast, and I'm with Axel.
What's good, people?
Bubba.
Hey, y'all.
Lotus.
Hey, everybody.
Lyric.
Hello.
Molly.
Hey, guys.
And speaking from the No Disclaimers Podcast account, we have a special guest, Teach.
Hey, everyone.
Can I say right quick that, like, I love the people that listen to us? You know, our little podcast. Like, I absolutely love y'all niggas, man.
Yeah.
Yes.
Shout out to the listeners.
Right? Thank you, guys.
Man, y'all are all beautiful. Even though I can't see your face, you're still beautiful.
Aww.
Well, you know, something special about our guest today is she's a fan. She's been listening to us.
So I've been a day one fan, and something that I noticed kind of pops up and even made it to the intro is something that I have a really big question on. So this is more for my men or any of my ladies who have had this experience. What is the benefits to ass eating? For the men, why are you doing this? What purpose are you getting from moving from vagina to butt? And ladies, when I'm asking for pleasure, is it better than getting the vagina eaten out? Is it less experience? Is it more for him? Talk to me. I want to know.
Oh my God.
I feel like the only two people that can comment on this are Axel and Bubba.
Who invited
First of all, you ain't finna just put my name out there like that, okay? Because I'm a child of God, all right? I've only partaken in it a few times.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, you can throw my name in the ring. I'm an ass eating champ. Like,
Oh my God.
I am very good.
Ew.
So, question, hold up, Teach. So like the way you phrased your question, it makes it sound like you've never had your ass eaten before.
I have not. And my boyfriend currently is really trying to make a speech and claim for it. And I just don't see the purpose. And to be honest, I really don't think he knows why he wants to do it either. I think it's something he just saw in porn and really wanted to carry over into reality.
I mean, you need to let that nigga do his thing and just like chow down.
But like, what are y'all niggas getting out of it though? Like that, like, I don't understand.
That,
What I don't understand is why your breath smell like bootios. Like, why is this a thing that we proud of though?
First of all, your breath should not smell like booty holes after you eating it, okay? Because you should be eating a clean butthole, okay?
I didn't say booty holes. I said booty O's. Y'all don't remember that meme of like a box of cereal, like it has booty O's in the morning?
y'all wild. But like, for one, like first things first, let's get rid of this stigma that like people who eat ass just like have shit in their teeth. Like, you know, like I joke and say, you know, like let me like eat, like let me partake in the butt buffet, or you know, like a booty brunch, you know. But like assholes are clean if you wash it right.
Butt buffet and booty brunch. Did you come up with those on the spot?
Like,
Can we get that on a t-shirt?
Right?
Man, listen, I
But
would
see,
love.
I'm
But
sorry, I didn't
see-
mean to interrupt. I was just saying, like, I say for a woman, when you're getting vaginally eaten, like my clit's there. I can understand that. That's the most sensitive part on my entire body. I see why I get pleasure from that. There is no nervous systems back there that release endorphins for me. And there's not any endorphin rush for you either. It's really something a man just wants to do because he wants to do it.
That's kind of the same thing as eating pussy. Like guys don't feel anything from eating a girl out.
No,
But-
Can I
do?
Can I say something though about the psychology of it? Like, I know I fuck with y'all. Y'all my boys. I love y'all. I don't share drinks with y'all. And I got jokes all day about y'all eating ass. But I think on some other shit, and Axel, I've had in this in private conversations a couple of times. I think it's the stigma of it. Like Axel has admitted, and I will quote, that he like it when a girl tell him to eat my booty hole or something like that. You nasty nigga. He likes being called dirty shit. I think there's a stigma. I think because it is nasty and taboo is why people like it.
I'm gonna just quote Stevie J and say I don't recall. But yeah, I have eaten about 3 or 4 asses. No, I've eaten ass 3 or 4 times. I've eaten 3 or 4 asses. But it's just something about an asshole. Like, I don't, for the ladies, like, you may not have gotten your ass ate, but y'all ain't never had like a finger in your ass. Like, that doesn't please y'all to have a finger in your ass.
like that's never. I just never been a thing. Like I don't know. I mean, yeah, you could smack my ass, but ain't nobody been like, let me eat your ass. Let me like. I just
So you never had a finger in your ass.
no.
I'm personally a fan of the finger.
Hey,
Oh
Yeah.
shit, really?
Yes.
See?
I wasn't expecting that from you, Molly. Right? I feel like this podcast done turned into the confession hour. Oh
Right?
shit.
What can I say? It was very nice. At first, I was like, "Whoa, what are you doing?" But then, yeah, got
but
real.
then you was like Jimbe. But I will speak for people I've had past experience in, that like they've commented, like I would say about maybe like 60% of the girls whose ass I've eaten, they've said that it felt good, but it felt weird, and like in a good way still. And then the other 40% absolutely loved it. Like they would go crazy. Some of them would come from me eating their ass. So there are definitely like, I don't know, like nerve endings or some shit down there that is pleasurable, but it's just kind of like, you know, I think it's a person by person thing. Like, yeah.
I think it also depends on how they're eating ass too. Like, because I kind of what Lotus was saying, like it is a psychological thing. Like when I've eaten ass, it's aggressive. Like it's just all about, some of them just like aggressive shit. And so like you get down there, you can't just be like politely like sticking your tip in. Now you gotta grab both ass cheeks, grip them shits, like dig your nails in the butt, and then just like really go at it. You know, you gotta really, it's just the whole experience of it, like really gets them going. And like, that's what gets me going, like her making the noises and shit. And so now you're ready to like, boom, that's like what you do in between rounds. You know, you don't finish the first round, eat that ass, hop in the second round, ready to go, you know?
So I have a question. Since you said this is something that you do in between rounds, are y'all kissing each other on the mouth after that? Because I feel like your tongue.
Yes.
Listen,
Whoa.
hold up.
Yeah,
No, listen.
Nah,
Like if y'all go, if you allow me to eat your ass, but you won't kiss me afterwards, you a fuck boy. Like, or
Bullshit.
fuck girl.
Bullshit. No. Okay.
But-
It is one thing for me to suck your dick and you not want me to kiss you afterward. I feel like that's disrespectful. It is one thing for you to eat me out and me not want to kiss you afterwards. That's disrespectful. But you are sticking your tongue in the place where my feces comes out. I just feel some type of way about that.
But
the same reason I'm not gonna eat chitlins. You just can't get that shit clean enough for me to put in my mouth.
okay, first of all, if you ain't eating chitlins, you already a fuck nigga. All right, that's first and foremost.
Chitlins
Nigga,
are
why?
Chitlins is delicious.
Chitlins
okay?
are disgusting.
Yeah, sick.
Thank
okay.
like
I'm gonna disclaimer this and say I'm not American. Y'all need to stop eating chitlins. I'm just saying.
Axel, chitlins are for slaves. Like that is trash.
Delicious slaves.
Someone has to stop him. Because I mean, I don't know. Like, I guess I'm just gonna be the president of the fuck nigga club because I don't eat chitlins, and I'm not gonna kiss you after you eat my ass. It's one thing if you eat my pussy. Okay, yeah, I'll kiss you, but no, not my ass. I'm sorry. No.
I think
Girl, I will be a VP.
chitlins correlates. Ass eaters eat the chitlins.
But don't you pee out your pussy? Like pee comes in the same area as your pussy. Like if he
this
really
is why.
it,
This is why
okay?
niggas fucking up. You
It's the same
don't know the
area.
woman's anatomy. You do not pee and fuck in the same hole. Just so you know.
Thank you.
But your
it
mouth is
the
going
same
over
area,
all that.
though.
Yeah.
No.
Actually, I just would say I actually agree with the gentleman here on this one that I think that you should kiss him. I mean, as a woman, I totally understand your other point though. Like that's not an area that can ever be cleaned enough. But at the same time, like if he's eating your ass, he's either one of two things. He's the love of your life and you experimenting with him, or he's a side nigga. If he's the love of your life, then it really don't matter. If he's a side nigga, then you wasn't gonna kiss him in the first place. So the argument is irrelevant in my opinion.
So I have a question for you then. Like, so what's stopping you from getting your ass ate by your little boo?
And to piggyback off that, if he did, would you kiss him in the mouth?
Okay, so what's holding me back is really I don't really enjoy getting eaten out, period, in the first place. In all my 24 years of experience, I've never had someone where I was like, damn, bro, again, please. I've never had that. It's just something I don't really enjoy.
Yeah,
So
that's
then-
wild.
So to go from the front to the back for me is like, it's even more pointless. And I'm going to be very honest. I know this is kind of ignorant to say, and I don't mean anything negative, but to me, it almost like it's like I can't take my man seriously in a sense and have him trying to eat my ass. Like to me, that's just not, I feel like I can punk my man in that sense. And I know that's wrong to think, but that's just why, like, I just can't let him I can't let him demasculate himself in front of me like that.
I absolutely agree. Like, I have never had it done. And it's not that I wouldn't have been open to, let's say, having it done, but I'm in a committed relationship and I'm thinking he might be the last one. I'm hoping so. And it can't be him. I've accepted that's just something that's not going to happen for me. That's something I would have let my side nigga do back in the day. That is not something my husband can be doing. That's not okay.
Why is that?
So am I the only lady that's had it done before?
What, had your ass eaten? I thought you said you didn't.
Yes.
You had your ass eaten?
Did.
She definitely has.
I mean, it was more recent than like, you know.
So
maybe
how
at
did
some
you-
point when we spoke, I hadn't.
So how did you enjoy it?
The first time I was caught off guard and I wasn't really sure, but I kind of like, the aggressive stuff like Axel was saying. So I liked it. And then the second time I liked it more, but it's not something that, I always want to do. And just like the ladies, I am sometimes self-conscious in that moment, as far as like cleanliness or how long ago in between going to the bathroom and that happening, So,
See, I always kind of give a warning. Like, I probably know ahead of time if I'm gonna eat your ass or not. So, like, I'm gonna tell you, like, hey, go to the bathroom, wash up a little bit, like, just to give you a little heads up. And like I've definitely done this to my girl before too, where I would just tell her like, oh, hey, wash up. And then we just go to the balcony and then I eat her ass on the balcony or some shit. Like,
Eating ass on the balcony.
That sounds dope, man. I ain't gonna lie.
like for me, it has to happen before. Like if I've already been to the bathroom and then you want to do it, I don't care if I showered twice. I'm just not gonna be comfortable with it.
I think everybody in this all the ladies on this video right now, on this podcast just need to get their ass ate one time, and then I'm just saying, get your ass ate one time and then see how it feels.
It's just like I'm not 100% against it. It's just like with me, because I'm the kind of person I like to experiment with shit. I'll be honest, but it's gotta be with the right nigga and a nigga that I trust, and that's it. So, yeah.
Yeah, Jenna,
That's
I'm
what I
not
would
mad at
say
you for that.
too.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Molly.
Okay. I was just saying it wasn't that it was so amazing. What made it like better was the person. Like we had been together for a while, we were in love, we were experimenting, so that kind of added to it versus it's not something that I go into my next relationship like, yeah, this is, what I'm accustomed to, so either you with it or you're not. Like it's not a requirement. It's kind of just like, if it happens, if not, that's cool too.
Nah, bro, that's something you gotta warn somebody about. I'm sorry.
I agree completely with the warning. For the fellas out there that's thinking about eating somebody's ass, you cannot surprise eat some ass because you might get surprised your damn self when you go in there and you're like, oh shit, she had tacos. Oh my god, like that shit could happen. You gotta let them know beforehand. Like, hey, like what Bubba was saying. Let them know, hey, go clean up real quick, just so you know I'm finna eat that ass. I'm finna devour it, and they gonna be like, oh, okay, cool, and then boom.
But if you do surprise them, you need to do it the right way. Like I
No,
did.
how about we just don't surprise people?
No, listen. So I surprised a few people this way where I would, they'd come over and then I'd be like, I would take a shower with them. And then, I'd make sure that they wash up. And then when we finally got to the bed, I'd be like, I know in my head, like, oh yeah, she cleaned down there. I watched her wash her ass. So like I would just, while I was eating her pussy, I would just kind of go 2 inches down and then just go to town.
That's how you gotta do it. You gotta start with eating pussy. What you do is you eat the pussy and then you stick a finger in the ass. And as she stop you, that's your key to be like, all right, she probably ain't with it, or all right, she probably dirty. But if she with it, if your finger's in her ass, you can stick your tongue in her ass. That's how I feel.
Actually, like, okay, so to answer Teach's question, like, for real, if you're still funny about letting him actually eat your ass, maybe you should just start with the finger and see what happens. And maybe if you like that and you're like, oh, that's not so bad, then you can try the actual ass eating.
I've done the finger before, actually, oddly enough. And the finger is not like negative or positive. It just feels like pressure almost. I'm sure y'all can relate. It just feels different. It doesn't really help or enhance my feelings during sex. My thing with sex is I'm a clitoral kind of lady. Like that's the area you need to be working with. Nothing else. And that's why I feel like sex has gotten to be such an industry almost. Like we have to advertise things like anal plugs and vibrators and nipple rings. Like we started doing these things just to promote certain shit and make sex a bigger industry. It's not really for pleasure mostly anymore. It's like to just break taboos and just say you've done it.
So, Teach, were we able to like kind of help you with your question? Do you know what they get out of ass eating? Do you feel like that's something that you would want to do?
It's not for me, but after hearing some of the context behind it, yes, I get it. I see what it is for them. It's really more of a mental thing than anything else.
Okay. I'm glad we could definitely help with that. I would say definitely we're going to have a podcast about sex and all that shit in the future. So definitely you and anyone else who wants to know about all that shit, definitely stay tuned. And basically with ass eating, I mean, I'm just going to say, I think you should at least try it once, and see where that goes. Because apparently, Bubba and Axel say it's the best shit ever. So,
can I give a real quick PSA just to make sure people safe out in these streets? If you eat somebody's ass, don't go back and eat their pussy again. Just because it's clean, bacteria is a thing. So just be safe because we don't want any of the ladies that you engage with to get any type of issues down there.
Yeast infection. Yeah.
Amen to that. Thank you for that, Bubba.
Yes, yes. Please keep that in mind and stay on the lookout for our sex podcast, which will be coming in the near future. So, y'all, I want to know, Henny, for your thoughts. What we're kind of going to talk about today is just about like insecurities and shit like that and success. So, like, and I think this can kind of relate to like just our podcast in general. Like, we're starting this shit, you know, everything. So, how do you overcome your insecurities in order to get to your success?
That's a good ass question.
Well, maybe we should start at what are your insecurities? Like, what are the things that are you're insecure about that are getting in the way of your success? Your success, excuse me.
So we're gonna have a roundtable discussion about what each of our insecurities are.
Sure, let's do it.
Yep.
Would you like to start, sir?
I guess.
But what if we too insecure to talk about our insecurities?
I mean, you're gonna have to get over that shit.
That's your insecurity.
Bam.
So I guess for me, and it's kind of funny being that I'm on a podcast. My insecurity is really how people view me and how people judge me and like in public settings. So I'm a lot of things. I'm a poet, I'm an illustrator, I am a host of my own open mic. And the thing is with all of those careers, it has me interacting with people and really talking with people face to face all the time. So I get really nervous whenever I am in front of somebody new, or even if it's somebody I've known for a while. And like, I think, oh, am I being awkward? Am I being weird? Because I've always been the weird kid like my whole life. So I get very, very self-conscious about that, to the point where sometimes when I'm around people, I'm not really enjoying myself. I'm there, but I'm not really there. I'm like in my head. I'm not in the moment, and like I get very nervous sometimes, and that really gets in the way of like, you know, networking and finding new clients and just talking to people and getting new venues to perform at and stuff. So that would be my insecurity.
I would say that my insecurity, like just kind of an overall thing, is not being good enough. So whatever I do, like just not being good enough, someone being better and being able to replace me in that, whether that's in relationships, whether that's with my job, whether that's with the podcast, just in general, just not being good enough at what I do. So, and that's just something I've always struggled with. Like, yeah, you are right, but are you good enough to keep the spot that you have? Are you good enough for what you're doing?
Yeah, that's true. My insecurity is definitely probably just my physical, like just physical being or whatnot. Like I feel like I've put on too much weight. It's my biggest insecurity. And that definitely can get into the way of my success, because like Bubba, I am like multifaceted as far as talents and whatnot. Like I'm a poet, but I also really like music. I be rapping and whatnot. And I feel like that's part of the reason why I haven't like done like live performances too much, is just because I don't really like the way I look sometimes. Like as far as just in clothes, especially in comparison to how I was like a few years ago. Like I've only recently put on weight. So it would be one thing if I was like big my whole life, then, you know, I've seen a lot of big people that got hella confidence because they just always been big. So they kind of just like, meh, whatever, you know, but I'm only like recently like been big. So it's like something I'm still working on. And I think that's definitely something I got to get over and whatnot, or just get rid of the weight, or just get used to weight. I don't know, one of those two, and I be able to succeed, I guess.
I would say my own biggest insecurity has been fitting a mold, a cultural mold, whether it's being Black, being biracial, being white, trying to figure out where I play a role in things. And that I did want to bring as perspective of my students in. A lot of my students, I teach 9th and 10th graders, by the way. I teach world history and geography. And my biggest complaint that my kids, they come crying about is that they don't want to be average. That's their greatest fear, is to just be a regular person in society who does absolutely nothing.
I have a fear that I missed my timing, that I've spent so much time trying to be on my own timing. You know, I'm okay when goals don't get accomplished by a certain date, and I do believe that things happen for a reason. But I don't know that every person has a set destiny. I think a lot of people have different paths, but it doesn't mean you're always going to accomplish everything you could accomplish in this lifetime. I'm scared that I'll never be satisfied, I guess.
Well, I think mine is the fact that I feel like I just recently graduated, and my degree is in a field that's very unbecoming. You know, I have all of these talents and all of these skills, but I'm not where I feel like I should be in reference to other people that are my age, or even the people that were obtaining the same degree as me. Like, I just feel like I'm not where I'm supposed to be, and it freaks me out. I'd say that's probably like my main insecurity at this point.
So now that we done dampened the mood of the podcast, like, are we gonna talk about
everybody all in their feelings and shit?
Like, everybody's at home thinking, like, damn, like, what? How am I fucking up? Like, are we? So, I don't know. Like, how do you guys how do you guys overcome these things? How do you overcome your insecurities?
Lyric, I just felt that way like 6 months ago. I graduated college 2 years ago, and I was doing everything but what I graduated to do. And when I got my teaching career is when I finally felt successful. Like, I think it's the toughest thing, but it's just not giving up. That's how you become successful, is just never quitting and never letting defeat eat you alive.
I feel that 100%. And honestly, like, I'm trying to get there and just keep in my mind that everything happens for a reason, everything happens in time, and not to be, you know, down on myself right now, because eventually I'll get there. So thank you for that, because it is, and I also feel like a lot of other people haven't exactly had this problem, like my specific insecurity about just not being at the same place with everybody else. So it's nice to hear from you that, like, you had the same experience and you're now out of that and doing something that you value.
And I think with, like, Larry, your insecurity in particular, but a lot of people's, is that we kind of set these expectations on ourselves, or society does sometimes, like, where it's like, you need to do this by this age, or you need to be this successful by the time you're 30. And I think a lot of people, you know, like, sometimes you can't help but buy into that and feel like shit when you compare yourself to others and you see that you're not where you're supposed to be, or you feel like, you know, I'm not doing this and that. But it's sometimes just like, you know, your life, your path is your path. So you just gotta enjoy that shit and just enjoy where you're at.
Agreed.
Yeah, Lyric, I kind of feel like your problem is actually very, very common. Like, a lot of people are not where they thought they would be. Like, I am not where I thought I would be at 25. Like, when I was a kid, 15, where thinking about this shit, I am not where I would be. I'm supposed to be married with kids in a big fucking house, and that's not where the fuck I am right now. So I think everyone, like, we make these plans when we're younger, or even in undergrad, about where we're going to be, what it's going to look like. And the reality is, a lot of times it doesn't happen that way. And I don't think it necessarily means that we're messing up. I think it means that God has a different path and journey for us than what we anticipated.
I think it's really funny that you say that, because I feel like it's very rare that I hear that often, but the fact that all of you guys are piggybacking and saying the same thing, more or less, like, I've been there before, I understand what you're saying, is a very, like, interesting thing, because I feel like I haven't heard that yet. But speaking of what you were saying about more or less not being where you thought you would be, if I could tell, like, a slight story real quick. My god sister and her best friend are both teaching in New Orleans for Teach for America right now. And I was down there for Mardi Gras, and we kind of had like a heart-to-heart conversation of sorts. And both of them told me, they were like, honest to God, I really didn't think that I would ever end up here. I didn't think that I would be doing what it is that I am now, but it's one of the most valuable experiences, and the things that have happened in my life in the last few years, because they've been down there for a little bit, was exactly what I needed. So even though it wasn't what I intended or what I thought would be the case, in the long haul, it was really beneficial to me. So that's kind of where my mindset has been, or what I've been looking towards. It's like, although I might not be where I thought I would be, even in the next like 3 months or so, that doesn't mean that's not where I'm supposed to be.
That's true.
And it's also, oh, my bad, bro.
Nah, you go, you go.
I was about to say, I found it interesting how like one person's insecurities may be like completely different from another person's, and like how one person may stress about one thing, like I may never even think about it. Like, for example, with Axel, like, you know, I'm not necessarily like a skinny nigga by any means. You know, I got a little tummy, but like, if I ever look at myself in the mirror and see my belly, I'm like, well, I got this, but you know, I'm still fucking amazing, so fuck it, you know, like, but it's just so interesting how everybody is kind of worried about every like so many different things.
Yeah, different strokes for different folks. Like each person is built different and like wired different. But what's really interesting, and I think is very crucial for our listeners, is that the insecurities that we listed here, I guarantee that there's people that's listening to this podcast that have that exact same insecurity, you know, and it's like, that's one of the best, I think, I don't know, ways to heal the insecurity is knowing that you're not alone. Like there's people out there in the exact same position, like specifically like what Lyric was talking about with her insecurity. Like there's plenty of people that get out of college, got their degree, and it's just like, why am I not in my field yet? Like, why am I not there yet? And it's just like, each person has a different pace. So not only do we have different paths, but we have a set pace. And it's like, go at your pace. You don't have to do X, Y, Z. You don't have to go after your master's right after you get your bachelor's. You don't have to go get your doctorate right after your master's. It's just like, just take your time. Do what you got to do. Worry about your house. Don't look at your neighbor's house and be like, oh, his lawn is all nice and his shit is all painted. Like, nah, you don't know what's going on inside that house, you know, and just focus on you and know that people before you have gone through the exact same shit and they made it. You gonna get there too. Just take your time. That's all it is. Take your time.
I actually have a question for you guys, since Axel just said that. Do you guys compare yourselves to others often, or is that just me?
Oh,
is that something that happens often for you guys?
I do that like all the damn time. Like my biggest insecurity is not being good enough, someone being better than me to the point where I can be replaced, whether that's in friendships, romantic relationships, jobs, anything. Like literally, that's been one of my things. So I compare myself like all the time.
I heard a really powerful quote that changed my life on comparison, and it says, "A rose does not look at another rose, it just simply blooms." And that,
I like that.
like, that just hit me, and I was like, bro, that's so true. Like, no, nature is not out here like, oh, am I a prettier rose than you? It's just growing, and that's, like, we need, especially for women, we have to recognize each other's beauty and not feel that because she has certain features or because she offers this, that means you lack that. And I can understand, especially as a woman, trying to always feel like, no, do I got enough to keep my man? But if you are the woman you want to be and feel as strong as you want to be, then it doesn't matter if you're not good enough for him, because you're good enough for you, and you will find a man that compliments you in all aspects. I truly believe that, because all of us are meant for somebody, and if you're not, it's next life for you. You obviously meant to just grow and be a model and a representation for all people, that you don't have to be with somebody to be happy or be with anybody. You can just be with you, and you is enough company.
Girl, that was a sermon.
Yes,
You better.
she preaching.
Man, that's why she called Teach. But man, I be feeling that same exact way. Like listen, I wish I could like have that quote playing in my head all the fucking time. Cause like even earlier today, I was like scrolling through Instagram and like I was looking through the fucking discover section, and I clicked on this one picture, and it was this dude just had a selfie with like 5,000 likes on the shit, and I was just like, damn, this nigga is so much better looking than me. But I was just like, I had to click out of that shit. I was like, fuck, I can't do this to myself.
That's real. I think it's only natural that because we're just around people and we have eyes, and like we constantly, at least physically, I feel like we compare ourselves to others a lot. Like almost everybody has like a slight body insecurity. I feel like some is just stronger than others. You know, even if it's just like, oh, I like her makeup, my makeup not that good, or oh, he got a fresh cut, my shit nappy, you know, like even like little things like that. So to answer the question, yeah, I like sometimes compare myself to others, like whether it's like, you know, for my main insecurity as far as like my body, I might see, you know, I got a coworker that's like, he's like ex-military, yeah, he's a military vet, and so he's got like a, you know, a well done body or whatever, like he works out and shit. And so I'll be like seeing that, like, man, I need to get like that, you know. But like, I use it as fuel, like when I compare myself to others, like especially with, like my music. Like I love listening to dope rappers. Like there's a lot. There's a ton of dope rappers in the city, like independent rappers, and like I love listening to their music because it makes me want to do better. Like, and not that I don't think I'm good, but I hear it and I'm just like, man, I want to step my game up. Like that shit is hot. Like it fuels me, and so I don't let it like detract from me though.
And yeah, like it kind of touches on what Teach was saying earlier, but like right now, for some reason, I'm having people come to me and basically telling me that the way I'm doing things is helpful, it works, that I'm giving something that they weren't getting, you know, in that area. And it kind of just makes me realize that you are made the way you are for a reason. You are here to give something to the world that no one else could give. And so it's kind of just accepting that you are who you need to be. And I think that's a really important thing to kind of take when you're comparing yourself, because yeah, like that person may have this, they may have that, but there's only one lyric, and only lyric can give the world what it needs in that way. And there's only one Jenna, and only Jenna can give the world what it needs in that way. So yeah.
I got another question for y'all. So like sometimes, like I said, like my thing is about being judged and like how people judge me, and it's mostly revolving around being awkward and weird. And a lot of times people will be like, oh no, you're not weird, you're like, you may be awkward sometimes, like, but you know, overall you good, like, and I hear them, but like mentally I still don't believe it. Like, do y'all do that shit too, where like some people may like say that you like your insecurity, like what you're insecure about is in your head, but you still don't believe it?
Boy, yes. All the time. All of the time. I feel like specifically you feeling like you're awkward, I went through that in high school where I just thought I was kind of like weird. I fit into a lot of these social modes and everything was cool. So, but I always felt like I didn't exactly belong in any one place because I fit into so many different places. So it was always just a very awkward place to be. But now I feel that more in other places. And when people give you those compliments and they tell you that, oh, you're dope at this and you're dope at that and you're really good at this and you excel in this, and you're just sitting there like, yeah, I don't agree with you. Like, it's not that I'm being down on myself. I just don't see it through your eyes. And I feel like both of us really, I'm not sure if everybody else has the problem, but you and me both have to realize that you don't always see how great you are, but everybody on the outside looking at you has the perfect view of just how dope it is you are. And you have to learn how to see yourself through their eyes sometimes.
Yeah, I've been kind of trying to learn how to take a compliment because in the past, like people will tell me something, I'm like, yeah, no. But like it's kind of just realizing that people may see things that you're not necessarily seeing because you're too close. Sometimes it takes someone looking from the outside in to be able to tell you something. So it's important to take a compliment, take it and run with the shit.
Yeah, like in my eyes, like all y'all are perfection. Like, I mean, like y'all still like everybody in this group. You know, we're all fuck niggas, like to certain degrees, but you know, all y'all are fucking amazing. So like, I want y'all, like, I wish everybody could see themselves the way that I view them because, like, for me, y'all are fucking great.
And see, we wish you could see yourself the way we view you because, bruh, you out here in these streets doing the damn thing. And I don't know if you realize it, but we see it. So, damn, you're just too close to it.
Thank you.
This is so beautiful. Like this is beautiful.
Group hug. Group hug.
I feel like this turned real mushy real quickly.
Man, it be that way sometimes, Lyric. Can I just say, like, real quick, this is really random, but like, Lyric, your ass is so thick, your ass is so fat in this little Abby.
Where the hell did that even come from? Why? Why this transition?
I mean, listen.
It's such a beautiful moment.
He is on
Just had to ruin
topic
it.
because we are complimenting and we are.
Listen, my mind is still on ass eating. Like,
My goodness, Lord Jesus, help us all.
Well, before we totally kill the moment, I just want to say, like, something that we kind of all talked around but didn't say is that it goes down to mental health. Like, minority cultures, we don't talk about it. Like, I love how you said you walked, like, scrolled through the Discover feature and saw something and then clicked off, like, nah, I can't see this. Like, we don't protect ourselves enough to prevent ourselves from being down. We do just constantly compare ourselves, and it sucks. It's like a generation of just comparisons.
Low key, I was gonna mention it, but I was trying not to be too long-winded because I agree with that wholeheartedly.
Yeah, that was
But,
deep.
your surroundings really do matter. The people you choose to keep in your life. I mean, if you're in a bad situation, a lot of people find other people. I think as humans, we have a need for other people in ways we don't realize sometimes, and we try to deny. And that's what's wrong with people at times. Birds of a feather, as cliche as it is, birds of a feather, they end up together. So if you are with your friends that are going down a really bad path, is that where you want to be? You can try to separate your life as much as you would like, but if you keep them around, you will become a part of that no matter what. It's what you're attached to.
and that's the same reason why, if you keep those negative influences around you, you're not really going to progress as much as you can, because you're holding on to those negative people or negative things. So, it's all about loving yourself and loving yourself enough to keep that positivity around you.
Just to bring it back full circle, this is how you avoid the fuckboy.
So we've gone from ass eating to being inspirational back to ass
You don't
eating.
just talk about something on one episode and drop it. Life is a sequence, not the it goes
like
together. You connect the dots and you continue to, and you have to remind yourself where do you go back to?
Yeah, and fuckboys infiltrate, all aspects of life sometimes. So yeah.
Yeah. Fuckboys are year round, man. So this is what it is.
I feel like once a month we're going to have a reference to fuckboys.
I mean, they're always just around. Like, that's kind of like the reference would be kind of like fuckboys, like in the like actual fuckboys where they just kind of stick around and like, pop up every once in a while.
Kind of bringing it back to what we were talking about as far as insecurities, and just like as far as our generation, Teach touched on it. Well, like generation, I feel like with the rise of social media being what it is now, like it's hard not to get glimpses into other people's worlds nowadays. Like our parents didn't have such a big issue with it. Like they didn't have Twitter, Snapchat, YouTube, Instagram, like you literally, like if you got any of those apps, like you're constantly seeing what other people usually your age, around your age group, are doing. And so that's why, like, I feel like it's perfectly normal. Like, it's not healthy, but it is pretty common for us to compare ourselves to others. You know, like if you go on Snapchat and you seeing like this person, like I went on Snapchat today, there's people like down in Miami Beach, you know, for spring break and whatnot or whatever. And like, it can be pretty disheartening if you're not there, or like whatever. It could just be somebody skydiving, or you know what have you, or even just people taking photos of their kids, you know. And so we just like to bring all of that together. Like, more of what I'm saying is, don't look into other people's, you know, photos and stuff, and like, you know, let it get to you. You know, make your own memories.
I wish I could remember exactly where I heard it, but I recently heard someone say, more or less, not to compare your life to someone else's highlight reel. And more or less, social media is someone else's highlight reel. They're only showing you the good shit. You see, like, when they're on trips. You see when they're out doing dope shit with their friends. You see when they're out here doing all these expensive things and they're being with bae, and like whatever the case may be, you see their highlight reel. You don't see all of the negative things that happen. You don't see them crying at 2 a.m. in the shower. Like, you don't get those vulnerable moments. Social media is everyone's highlight reel. Those are the best things that they have, and those are the things that they're going to put out to you because they want you to see just how good life is for them. But it's a facade. Not necessarily saying that their life isn't good, but that's just their cover. That's their blanket. That's only the outside of it. You don't see what's inside of that, and you don't know what goes on with that. So you can't compare your life to anyone else's highlight reel. I just wanted to throw that out there real quick. Right? It affected me. I took that to heart. I was like, what? Okay. I got you. I appreciate you. I really didn't have words for it. I just sat there and listened to it, and I was just like, you know what? I appreciate you for that. I don't know who you are, but I don't realize I know you don't realize how much you just impacted me, but you did. And I appreciate you.
Yeah, that's very true. Not even just on an individual basis, but also when it comes to couples. I feel like a lot of couples, or people in relationships, will see photos of other couples, like their friends, and they'll see like, oh, him feeding her, or them going on a trip. But just like you said, like, that's only the happy moments. We usually don't take photos of the bad. Like, we're not going to take photos of him coming home 3 a.m. smelling like a strip club. You know, we're not gonna take a photo of it. That might be too much.
Yeah, you're not gonna take video and put it on Snapchat of y'all fighting. You know what I mean? So
exactly. And I think the main thing to take away from this whole discussion is, at least for me, the points that I took away that I think our listeners can take away. Of course, each one's gonna take away something different, but we all got insecurities, you know. But we don't have to let them be sandbags and hold us down from success. You know, we're all hot air balloons, and like, our insecurities are each of the sandbags. And in order to rise, we are eventually going to have to overcome those insecurities. You know, some people and it's not an age thing either. You know, there's 80-year-olds probably still got some insecurities, you know, so don't be discouraged that you have the insecurities. Recognize them, acknowledge them. You know, maybe you need to talk to other people about it. You know, they got different people you can talk to. You go to support groups and whatnot if it's like really that like bad. But just don't let it hinder your success. And yeah. And with that being said, we're gonna get into our rewind for the week, and we actually have 2 features this episode. And so we're gonna get into our first feature. Sorry. It's gonna be Bubba.
Start with a smile. Show your teeth when performing. Actually, don't show teeth at all. You will appear too happy. Bubba, this is your confidence poem. You are supposed to sound proud, spit like there's no hesitation in your voice, because the beauty of poetry is that even if you haven't felt it, A lie is only a pen away. Write as many fables as you have energy, because loving your art is exhausting. Step up to the mic. Speak clearly. Your soft voice likes to fade into nothingness. Your words go missing with them. You think you never said anything at all. Talk about Black Lives Matter. Convince yourself yours does too. Figure out what to do with your appendages. Hands up. Don't shoot your camera in my direction. I don't like photos of myself, nor videos. I don't like to hear myself speak. Every time the sound hits my ears, it makes me wonder why they let me on stage. Like the open mic should be closed just for me, just for these vocal cords that sound less like spoken word and more like elevator music. Are your eyelids getting heavy yet? Bubba. Add some bass to your voice. Make yourself stand tall, even if you want to shrink down. Sometimes it feels safer to step down from the stage. No one will look at you then. No one will notice you. No one will care. That's what you're used to, your comfort zone. Blending into spaces, your skin camouflages into air when on stage. Try not to be invisible. Write your existence into the audience's mind. Try to win the battle of attention from timelines. Sometimes you lose. It helps not to stare. Read from your phone whenever possible, so you don't see who's in theirs. Memorize when necessary. Define what's necessary. Matter of fact, pick up a thesaurus. See if your name is synonym or antonym. Bubba, don't speak on your strengths. You're not good at that. Talk about the times you fucked up. Never forget them, even when it hurts to remember. Even when you're making progress, remember you can't look forward without moving back. Ignore the pain in your neck that keeps your head stuck there. Just keep looking back at your mistakes. You will never escape them. Remember to stick your chest out. Don't show the mountain of pressure you put on your back. Ignore the monkey that has taken up residence there. He only screams and hollers in your ear while you're writing. He yells, "Why are you trying to be a good poet, Bubba? Don't let those snaps fool you. You are one poem away from being forgettable, Bubba. Why do you speak when your words only cause you pain, especially to yourself, Bubba? Why don't you listen, Bubba?" Sometimes I do. Sometimes I see the score and I treat it like a mirror. Like I'm only a 8.3 at best. Like round one is a familiar finish line when they say you did a good job. Start with a smile. Say thank you, because they said something you'd rarely say to yourself, Bubba. Good job. Good job. You did just a good job.
Man, that was dope. Yo, once again, that was our very own Bubba. And that was his piece titled, I Guess This Is My Confidence Poem. For our next feature, we got the lovely Jenna Reese.
My tragedies are my inspiration. If I'm ever in a state of desperation and I just cannot write a word, I live in verse just to see where it takes me. I am in a state of post-devastation, a state of pre-manifestation of dreams. So let me remind you that everything and nothing is ever as it seems, and all of these realizations simply mean that I'll have poetry for days, short stories for months, and novels for years. I am the troubled writer that every parent fears and every hurt child holds dear. I am on a roll with these words. I can feel them slipping from my fingertips. I can barely get a grip on my sentences. They are diminishing my demons as they appear on this computer screen. Because when I'm staring at them, I feel like I am the one in control. This is me in beast mode. I have just unlocked the code to my soul, and I feel that it's about to explode or implode. I'm not sure which one. I just know that I thank God for the music invading my ears on this late night. I just know that I thank God for this song. It made me aware of everything I've been feeling all along.
Well, damn. Well, wow. Man, Jenna, Jenna took off with that. Once again, that was our very own Jenna Reese with her poem titled Naked Vulnerabilities. And real quick, I just want to, once again, just shout out our listeners. We really appreciate y'all. And we want to, interact with y'all. All right. We all on social media as well. And what we want y'all to do is we want y'all to hit us up on Twitter, hit us up on social media, and we want to have a convo with y'all. Our Twitter page is @_no disclaimers. And we want to talk about your insecurities. Let's talk about what you use, what methods you use to surpass them. All right. We have a whole, conversation about it. Hit us up, or just any questions you have about the podcast. hit us up once again, Twitter @_no disclaimers. All right, we can't wait to hear from you.
Yes, please let us know about your insecurities. If you have any questions about the podcast, y'all listeners, y'all make this shit worth it. Thank you. And thank you for listening this week. Now we leave
I'm so sorry, Jenna. Speaking of listeners, though, can we shout out Teach right quick, though? Like,
yes,
thank you for not only listening, but being a part of the podcast this week. Like, we appreciate you.
I'm bringing a dope-ass question.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks.
I hope you let your boyfriend eat your ass.
Please, no, please.
Oh my God, yes. Thank you so much, Teach. Like, I feel like you taught us a lot in this episode, so you lived up to your name. Thank you.
I'm really just honored to be here, and I cannot wait to see this progress and continue. And I can't wait for the next episode, period, guys. I'm so excited.
Listen, on the next episode, matter of fact, you need to give us an update and let us know how that whole, situation with your boyfriend works out, and let us know so we can inform our listeners about, your life and your progress.
I'll think about that one.
Right, stop trying to be in her bedroom, boy.
It's like the Maury show. We ain't doing update episodes. Oh, Dr. Phil ass.
Listeners like Teach make this shit worth it. So now I leave you with these thoughts from the poets in your head.
Why do we fall? So we can learn how to pick ourselves the fuck up.
Love yourself. Start with your hands.
She's an overachiever because all she do is succeed.
Just remember to be your own hype man. We don't support ourselves as much as we want to be someone else's biggest fan. You be your biggest fan.
Breathe. Everything happens for a reason. It will all fall into place in its own time.
In the words of the great Kanye, everything I'm not may be everything that I am. Keep pushing.
God is laughing at you while you try to make your plans.